Thank you for tuning in. We are here to see how one can use the Windows operating system. You can use it to do a couple of things on the computer. Basically, how to use a computer running the Windows operating system. Windows, like other operating systems, uses a graphical user interface. In this, content is represented pictorially or graphically. Use symbols, pictures to represent content, and those are called icons. So when the computer successfully boots, we end up having the user interface like we are seeing. We are going to follow the cursor that I will direct at the point at which I'm explaining. So you follow where the cursor is, the point at which I'm explaining. So what you're seeing here, as I've told you already, pictorial representations of content, is what we call icons. Icons represent various things on the computer, files, applications, system content, and the others. So we have, for example, here we have Google Chrome. That's an application, a web browser. A PDF reader is an application. We have an application for working with images, Photoshop. Here it is. We have files. This is an Excel file. Excel is a spreadsheet, a word processor file, pictorial files, picture files. We have system content. This is a file explorer, network icon, recycle bin, control panel, and the others. So those are representations of content on the computer. If you need to make changes in your settings of the desktop, you have to run the cursor to the free area of the desktop and right click. A drop down menu provides you options of adjusting your desktop. You could do a couple of things with that, as we shall see as we get along with using the computer. At the bottom is what we call the taskbar. The taskbar has many things on it. Starting from this side, we have the start button. The start button allows you to access content on the computer by activating or deactivating the start menu. It can be operated in a couple of ways. First, you have the key on the keyboard, that is the Windows logo key on the keyboard, can be tapped to activate the start menu via the start button. You have to first direct the start button to direct the cursor to the start button, and then also use the mouse pad. If you're working with a laptop, you first direct the cursor to the start button and tap the mouse pad. It activates the start menu and also deactivates it. When you tap, it activates. When you tap again, it deactivates it. The same if you're using a mouse with a desktop computer. But otherwise, you can use the keyboard key, the Windows logo key. You tap that key. Even if the cursor is not directed to the start button, you just tap the key. When you tap it once, the start menu activates. When you tap it again, the start menu deactivates. So on the start menu is where we have options of various applications on that computer you're using. So you can launch various applications. An application that has been launched is represented as an icon or a tab on the taskbar. So icons that are running or that are set to be on the taskbar display. So when I close the file I've opened, its presence disappears from the taskbar. So another thing we can do is to set icons to to be on the taskbar, what we call pinning onto the taskbar. I can set an application to be pinned on the taskbar. It is comparable to pinning a notice on a notice board. So, for example, an application like this, OneNote, a note-taking application, I can pin it onto the taskbar. On the start menu, I right-click onto it, and among the options, it allows me to pin it to the taskbar. So I can do so, and then it gets a presence on the taskbar. There it has been pinned onto the taskbar. I can reverse that action by right-clicking on it on the taskbar and unpin it from the taskbar, or I can still right-click it on the start menu and unpin it from the taskbar. When I unpin it, its present ceases to be on the taskbar. So those are ways of working with icons on the taskbar. Then we have desktops. You can have as many desktops. So for the sake of organization, you can have a desktop displaying various content you are working with. If I choose to open a certain file, maybe an application, I can open it in one desktop, then in another desktop I open another application. So I can open as many desktops as I wish, depending on what you need to do. So for the sake of order, you can open various desktops. For example, I can have a spreadsheet displayed in one desktop, and then another desktop I open something else. For example, I can open a presentation in another desktop. So while here the presentation is active, then on another desktop it is the spreadsheet. So I can toggle between these two desktops for the sake of order. Then, having said that, we have the notification area on the taskbar that has it carries a couple of things. First, it has the date and time. Here you can do many things. You can even adjust, if you have administrator rights, you can right click here and you adjust date and time settings. Here we are shown the battery, shows the battery status if you're using the laptop. Then the audio system for speakers, microphone, you can adjust the settings if you're having administrator rights. Headphones, we're using speakers and other sound settings. Then here we have the keyboard language. You can set the language of your choice. Click and then you choose which language the keyboard will be operating in. The keys correspond according to the language settings. So here you can set the language and your keyboard follows suit. Then here, this is the microphone icon. You can click it and see about your microphone if you're using a microphone. Now for me, I'm recording, so I'm using a microphone. Then other icons that are not shown are hidden here, and this caret symbol allows us to reveal what is not displaying on the notification area. So you can choose to work with them by clicking the caret symbol so that they display, or else you can click it and they disappear, because the notification area cannot contain all, it contains some. Those that are not displayed are shown by hitting this caret and displays the non-displayed icons. Then on the free area of the taskbar, you can adjust its settings by right-clicking and you choose the taskbar settings. Here you can even choose what is to display and not on the notification area and the taskbar. You can arrange your taskbar, or rather have settings for the taskbar by hitting the free area of the desktop and you right click. Then at the extreme end, if I have an application open and has covered the whole desktop, I can reveal my desktop by moving the cursor to the extreme end. When I move the cursor to the extreme end, it pops out a message of show desktop, and when you click, the desktop shows. Okay, so this one is a means at the very end of the taskbar on your right. When you click, the desktop shows. Okay, so those are the ways of using the Windows operating system. It's an introduction to how the computer can be operated. We shall see more to this, managing files, launching applications in the coming episodes. Keep tuned. Thank you.